Why, hello there, and welcome back. We're here playing Cinderella Phenomenon again, and we're here to see what's going on. I just got in and I'm ready to play. You may hear a few birds going wild outside. I don't know what's up with them today. They're, well, I closed the window as much as I could, but again, it's a little, let's say it's a little warm. So, alright, now let's see, where did we leave off? Yeah, okay. Lucette was upstairs in the room and she heard a noise. I remember she came downstairs to the common room to see what was going on. And she had some disastrous outings with Karma and Rod, and who else was it? Rumpel. And she was trying to partner up. That's right, she was trying to get a partner for herself. So, okay, now we're all set now. It's a nice little picture of Lucette, nice little portrait. And we were going to make a decision whether or not she was going to go outside or remain inside. And you know we're going outside. We have to go outside and see. I mean, I want to know what that noise is. And, you know, and I think Lucette is a busybody. I really do. I think she needs to know. She's haughty. She's, you know, imperious. She wants to know. She's not going to be she's not going to be set back by any kind of just strange noises. So, alright, let's see what's going on. What is that? Alright, let's go. Well, I did say, oh, okay. I picked go outside. Well, I did say I needed some fresh air. No point in backing out now. I walked to the front door. Oh, it's Delora. Okay. Princess? I turn and see Delora looking at me with amusement flickering in her eyes. Princess, what are you doing? Getting some fresh air. It's dangerous out at night, you know. You can't just keep me inside like some caged bird. Well, I didn't say you had to stay inside. I said it was dangerous. You might need to get your ears checked. Oh, okay. Lucette, then there won't be any problem with me going out right now. Princess, you only hear what you want to hear. You can't go outside without an escort. Oh, okay. I'm not going to go far. Before Delora can stop me, I walk out the front door and head in the direction of the sounds. Delora, you must be the most disobedient princess I've ever met. And you must be the most annoying witch. Delora lets out an undignified snort as she catches up to me. Oh, so she's going to be our escort, huh? Fine then, we'll go on this little night stroll together. Okay, ooh. Oh, it's a rather lovely portrait, actually, of the woods at night. So, Delora and I eventually find ourselves in the forest. Oh, okay. Those sounds. It sounds like metal against metal. Well, I guess with you being partnered with Karma, you would find out eventually. Excuse me? I get the answer to my question when we walk through the trees and come into a clearing. I finally see where the sounds are coming from. Oh, okay. Oh, it's the sound of two people dueling. That's what it is. And it looks like... Is that Waltz? Waltz and Karma? Okay. Two men stand in the clearing, swords clashing. One of the men is Garland. Oh, it's Garland. Okay, alright. One of the men is Garland, who is poised with his sword. takes me a moment to realize that the other is Karma, who isn't in a dress. Lucette. So it was he who was with Waltz that night. Neither he nor Garland notices us at first. Princess, you're staring. Of course I am. What is all of this? A practice session. Karma is a very talented swordsman, and he practices at night with either Jurian or Garland, depending on who's not on patrol. Karma could use a sword that well. The king told me once that only knights could have such skill. Just who is Karma? Ah, no, here's Karma. Oh, if it isn't the princess. His voice is nothing like the feminine voice I always hear from him. Karma actually sounds like a man. Oh, I wonder if Karma's a man at nighttime and a female in the daytime. That would be pretty interesting. Okay, women. I notice him looking at me in between the strikes with a little smile. How does he remain so composed and steady with a distraction? Garland. Princess? Karma quickly finds an opening in Garland's hesitant stance, then pins him to the ground with his sword, still smiling. To be distracted is to die, Garland. I know. The ability to see distractions and then to put them in the back of your mind is one every knight should hone. You must know everything that is happening around you, but only deal with the pertinent things. Yes, sir. Karma straightens, sword in hand. Moments later, Garland stumbles to his feet and gives an obedient bow. Karma nods at him before sheathing his sword. A slow melancholy begins to creep into my heart. For some reason, seeing this sword practice makes me nostalgic, though I'm not sure why. Lucette, what are you practicing for? To protect, Princess. This is Garland. Knowing the sword is the same as knowing the shield. It's a means to protect. To protect? I think I remember having this kind of conversation with them before. Oh, okay. So we're having a flashback with Fritz here. Fritz is speaking. I can never figure out how to counter an opponent when they are mere inches from my face. Jurian. My commander called that one the enemy's kiss. A standoff where your eyes lock onto your opponents because of the proximity. Garland. The best way to counter that is to feint the sword in the opposite direction. It throws your opponent off because they're not looking. Fritz. Oh, that makes sense. But the enemy's kiss. What a name. Jurian. It seems so dramatic for a sword move, doesn't it? Swordplay is dramatic, though, isn't it? Lucette. Isn't the most effective swordplay not meant to be flashy? Fritz. Princess, I didn't notice you there. Good morning, Princess. Well, the most effective swordplay cannot be predicted. Garland. The commander says it needs to be robust. And quick. Sometimes swordplay can look like dancing, though, which is why some think that professionals are flashy. That seems unnecessary. Everyone has their own methods, their own skills. All of us knights fight for different reasons as well. Isn't it to protect all of us in the palace? Well, yes, but we protect everyone in the castle for different reasons, Princess. Oh, okay, we're back in the forest now. The knights, and there's Lucette. The knights protect for different reasons. I turned to Karma. But Karma, you're not a knight. No, I am most definitely not. But since Gowan and Jurian begged me to teach them, I have somehow become their mentor. There's no way Gowan and Jurian would do that. After all, the both of them were the best knights of Engel before they were stripped of their titles. Gowan, Karma actually speaks the truth. Jurian and I really did have to get down on our knees and beg for him to instruct us. What? Is Karma really so talented? So, you are finally impressed with me. What do you think, Princess? I am the picture of elegance in this outfit, aren't I? Delora. You know, I don't know why you and Rumple fight so often. You really are very similar. Don't compare me to that fool. He has no class. Just because you come from different backgrounds doesn't mean he has less class. So the reason you were so tired today is because you do these practices at night. Oh, I suppose I've been caught red-handed. Why does this have to be a secret? Does it have to do with Karma's curse? But he is not in his disguise now. We could have been working on breaking our curses today, but no, you decided that staying up late into the night and practicing was more important. That was probably why you were so grumpy this morning. Well, our protection is vital, don't you think? Gowan, you were at the palace. How is it that Karma possesses more skill with the sword than you? Delora, Princess. Karma is special, Princess. He's more talented with a sword than a lot of other people. Karma, and I do pride myself on being a splendid instructor. But never fear, Princess. I will help you dispel your curse. After all, you did just suggest that we were still partners. Can you really help me with my curse? But how will he do that just by presenting opportunities? We'll try again tomorrow, darling. But for now, Gowan and I have some more work to do. This time, Gowan, do not lose focus. Yes, sir. The sound of swords carries through the night air, and for a long while, I stand with Delora, watching the two men fight. Karma chides Gowan often, telling him that his concentration is waning. Karma is a good swordsman, perhaps even better than the palace knights. His nimble swordplay repeats again and again in my head, even when I return to the tavern for the night. There's some flashback to young Lucette and her mother again. Okay, this mother speaking. Yeah. Lucette, I've told you before that the knights are an unruly bunch. The knights are an unruly bunch. But mother, they are so much fun to watch. They are dangerous, Lucette. Any person with a sword has the potential to use it on you. But Father says that those knights are supposed to protect me. That they are, as that is their order. But as people, they may not be so good, Lucette. Not so good? The king has told you that the knights are meant to use swords to protect you, but you cannot trust them completely. Even though Father said they would keep me safe? Sometimes the people we trust are the most deceitful. then the man with the sword has a weapon to use against you. No matter what he says, be wary that he can turn on you. Haven't I told you before that you should not trust people? But the knights are... Even knights can be treacherous, Lucette. Do not trust a man with a sword. He can be dangerous. Yes, mother, I understand. Try to understand, my sweet. I only want you to be safe. Yes, I understand. Chapter 4. Girlfriends. Let's see what this is all about. Oh, it's Karma, and she's back in her dress. So there goes my theory. It's still nighttime. Jurian, if you don't come at me like you truly mean to stab me, you'll never land a hit. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. It has been about 2 weeks since I first saw Karma here in the forest, practicing with Garland. I have come here every night since then, though I never stay as long as Karma, since I actually have work to do in the mornings. Jurian, alright, here I come. The two swords clash, and Karma laughs as he throws Jurian back and taps her lightly on the shoulder with the sword. Well, that makes 4 hits, and that one was easy. Is that the best you can do, Jurian? I notice that every time Karma practices with Jurian, he's in this Miss Karma disguise. He says this because of the curse, and because he does not want Jurian to fall in love with him. Oh yeah, that's true. Okay. Isn't he being overdramatic? I doubt someone like Jurian could fall in love with Karma. Be subtle and quiet. Garland tells me that you're usually good at that. I am, sir. Then why the exception today? Sir... Darling, it wouldn't happen to be because of the way I'm dressed, would it? Are you still not used to it? Hit the nail on the head, have I? It is not very chivalrous to hurt a lady, of course, but that logic applies to men as well. An enemy is an enemy, Jurian. Even if your enemy is a delicate flower like myself. Jurian, delicate flower. Jurian, you should hit him in the head for that. But Princess, he's not delicate at all. Jurian laughs, and I scowl at her. Is she laughing at me? You and Karma seem to get along. I doubt it. Oh, Princess, you wound me. You always say that. You wound me where Jurian's blade cannot. Oh, okay. Something flashes in Jurian's eyes as she readies the sword again. Karma stands ready as Jurian rushes at him with her sword. No, the swords clash again. I wonder. Karma, your back's open. Karma turns. Jurian taps him on the shoulder and laughs aloud. I did it. A single hit. It looks like you have a weakness too, Karma. No, it wasn't a weakness. It was the lack of sleep catching up with me. Why did he listen to me? He told Garland the other day that it was crucial to only listen and watch the most important things. Alright, practice is over for now. I can see Garland coming for his practice. Apparently he's coming by helicopter. I'm sorry, I don't know if you can hear that or not, but it's going on. So, Karma walks to a corner to have a drink. I I should probably head back to the tavern soon, but there is something I want to see first. On her way out, Jurian gives a solemn nod to Gollum. She pauses to say something to him, and then looks at me, noticing my vague curiosity. I was just mentioning what a good swordsman Kama is. I have seen him fight, and Kama is a good swordsman. There's no doubt about it. Yet, is practicing with him really so special? He is fast on his feet and quick with his reactions. He's an excellent person to train under, even better than most of the commanders in the palace. I can second that. Even better than Ross, remember him? The first commander we trained under. The one that punished slow learning with extra exercises. You always had to do more exercises than I did. Something about you being distracted? Gollum, I was watching the way you swing your sword to make sure you didn't hurt yourself. You've always been overprotective. Well, They both suddenly stopped to look at Kama, who was smiling slyly on the side. Why does he have that look on his face? Well, that's a sign. We can't keep the commander waiting. Gollum shakes his head, his expression snapping back into something more serious. Right. The two exchange quick farewells before Jurian waves and steps out of the clearing, leaving Gollum with Kama. You're in a dress today. Kama, are you two really so opposed to hurting me when I'm in a dress? Or are you worried about ruining it? No. It's just so strange. You move so well, even in a long dress. But yes, Jurian did mention almost stepping on it once. Impossible. I am the picture of elegance. Of course, sir. Kama shrugs Gollum's comment off. The two ready their swords, then get right into practice. Jurian has taken... Okay, sorry, I thought that I was going to stop. Jurian has taken over Gollum's patrol now, so that Gollum can get in some practice time. So, Gollum, have you told Jurian yet? Yeah, it doesn't look like you told her yet. No. The conversation that Gollum always has with Gollum is the real reason I stay behind to watch them practice. Conversation? Okay. I don't understand why Gollum answers Kama's question if doing so makes him so depressed. Will you ever say anything to her, Gollum? Why don't you just confess to her already? Apparently, yes. Gollum does have something for Jurian. Kama lands an easy hit on Gollum, who sighs in response. Whenever Gollum thinks about Jurian, he gets distracted. I do not understand his feelings at all, but seeing him remain quiet frustrates me. Jurian is talented and poised. I can never be good enough for her. You'll never win a woman's heart if you don't compliment her looks as well, Gollum. Well, she's pretty too. Beautiful. Then there's me. Aren't they both knights? Haven't they been training together for a long time? Okay, alright, well, okay, alright. We have a choice there now, so... Alright, this looks, okay. We could say, just say something to her, or I can see why you wouldn't tell her. I could see why he wouldn't tell her. I mean, obviously he might be afraid that she wouldn't respond the same way that he's hoping. Maybe she just wants to be friends, and after all this time they've been nice together. She might not want to ruin that kind of relationship. I could see that, but I don't think that's what Lucette would say to her. Say to him. I think Lucette would just tell him to say something to her. Plus, I really want him to say something to her. I think they like each other. Oh, well, maybe, I don't know. Maybe not. Has there ever been a... No, I don't remember ever seeing Jurian, make any kind of sign that she likes Gollin. Other than, just, being friends with him, but... Okay, well... I'm gonna tell him to say something to her, so... Well, all you ever do is talk about her. Even Karma says your concentration is lacking, because she is always on your mind. Yeah. So just tell her. If she does not like you back, then that's it. If she doesn't like me back... Yeah, he's totally worried she's not going to respond the way he wants. Which is, it's legit. There's a legit concern, so, Karma. Confessions are hard, Princess. Very tedious. You're only saying that because you're dramatic about everything. The very nature of love is dramatic, darling. But enough idle chatter, sir. Let us continue our training. I end up staying longer than I intended. By the time I consider returning to the tavern, Gollin and Karma are wrapping up for the night. I have a question for Karma, so I wait until Gollin leaves before I approach him. You're still here, Princess? Were you seeking out alone time with me by chance? I have enough of that every day when we run errands. I just have a question for you. You always come to the right person. What can I do for you, Princess Lucette? You ask Gollin the same question every time you train, and he always tells you that he cannot confess. Karma nods in acknowledgement, but his attention is on his sword. He inspects it carefully before sheathing it. It frustrates me. You're frustrated? That look of his always annoys me. Oh my. It is annoying. Did you want me to ask why he won't confess because you're so frustrated? Yes. I suppose after almost 2 months, I do know you a bit better. You do not know anything about me. And I do not know anything about Karma either. Confessing isn't easy, dear Lucette. Surely you must realize that the possibility of rejection is a significant deterrent. But if you never ask, you never get an answer. And the stress of worrying stays with you and ruins everything. Why are you staring at me? Is that the reason why you're so blunt, Princess? Blunt? You're far more blunt than I am. Princess Lucette, you truly are amusing. You're as sharp as a knight's blade. I am not amusing. It is a matter of opinion, darling. He really is insufferable. And yet, I still come to him for advice. The scariest part of a confession is the possibility of rejection. Can you imagine loving someone and then finding out they don't feel the same way about you? My thoughts shift to the king. My chest tightens. Princess Lucette. Karma reaches out a hand to brush a strand of hair out of my face. I slap it away without realizing. He pulled his hand back with a gentle sigh. My apologies, Princess. No, I cannot imagine. No? Loving someone and finding out that they do not feel the same way. I always knew my father never loved me. My understanding is different from what Karma is referring to. Besides, I no longer hold any love in my heart for the king. I have already given up hope on him. Right? It is a good thing you haven't experienced a rejected love, Princess. It is one of the worst feelings. No. Now, oh wow, really? Now, that makes me wonder if Karma is in love with someone. Maybe she secretly likes someone and didn't say anything. Oh, I wonder. No, couldn't be. Could she like Golly? Maybe. No. Okay. Well, okay. Well, whatever. Him. All right, let's get back. Karma asked to be alone, so I returned to the tavern by myself that night. Oh, there's a nice cutscene and a nice picture of, a great picture of Karma. Okay, well, we're back in town, and this looks like a good as time as ever to end the file here. So, okay, we'll end here, and I'll be right back. So we'll continue this in a moment. See you soon.